Good morning, everybody. I'm Hollie, Clere with the Social Media Advisor, coming to you live today with someone very dear to my heart. I would like to introduce you to Kimberly Alexander of Kimberly Alexander, Inc. Welcome, Kimberly.
Hollie, it is an absolute pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited to dive into the content we're going to be talking about today. I wanted to share with the audience exactly how we met. Do you remember when we met for the first time?
I do. Do you want me to share?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, I had always heard about this amazing Hollie Clere, just in different circles all over town. And quite a few people that were, close to me were close to Hollie. And it got to this point of where in the world is Hollie? Why have I not met her? And so we actually met, from my memory, Hollie, at a book launch, or not a book launch, a program launch for Jackie Cox. We physically saw each other face to face there. And I walked up and I think I just gave you a big hug and I said, we need to talk. And there are some things that we need to do together and kind of yada, yada, yada. A couple great coffee meetings later, we were incredibly collaborative and never looked back. So,
oh my gosh, you know what? I forgot that component of that memory. And I think the first time I recall seeing you and hearing about you was way back in the day at Regis. And
oh my gosh, yes, I forgot about the Regis office. Yes.
I know, right? And so I shared an office space and you shared an office space and you were building your programming and everything else. And I saw you and I'm like, who is that? You're like, she's someone I need to know. And so I was surprised. I'm recalling the moment when I was surprised when you did come up to me at Jackie Cox event and gave me that giant hug. And I'm like, I was almost fangirling at that moment of like, it's Kimberly Alexander.
I had forgot that we did have that quick chance meeting in your office at Regis. Oh my gosh, yes. That just takes me back. That feels like 10 years ago.
It does feel like 10 years ago. The places we've gone and the way that we've built our businesses ever since that time is just amazing. I'm so honored to be able to have walked that journey and watched you build your foundation and everything else. The proof is in the pudding. And when you watch someone go through getting their business to the level that you teach is so insanely powerful. So I am just super juiced to share you today with the world because the world has to know about you, your program development and everything. We are going to go into that. But I need to know, who is your superhero and why? If you were to be a superhero, who would that be?
Okay, without question, Wonder Woman. She is, she is strong. She's powerful. She is, out for the good to make a difference in the world. And true to herself is what I really love, is that she knows who she is. She knows who she stands for, what she stands for, and goes after everything with full vengeance. So, if I could only wear a cape every day, Hollie, maybe we should bring that in. Maybe we should put that in, tiaras and capes.
I think that is legit an action item that we need to be intentional about.
Exactly.
So,
do it.
Yeah, that's a great, totally fits you. I love it. Okay, fantastic. So being that we are both business owners, we both have seen struggles in the growth of our business at different moments in time. What is one struggle that you have overcome that you'd love to share with the audience that was a game changer in how you serve?
It was really a matter of perspective for me, and really the biggest business challenge that I overcame. It was I actually tell this story a lot. It's one of my signature stories, but it's so true, is, as entrepreneurs and as women, we can be up against the wall and really figuring out how to do this thing. And as you and I both know, Hollie, I mean, really not only building a business, but growing a brand and doing it in a strong way, in the right way. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of grit, and a lot of knowledge. And sometimes we don't know what we don't know. And so one of my biggest challenges was in the means of capital. I thought that, how cute of me to think that I could, get my website up and, maybe spend, $5,000 to $6,000, do some online courses and, proof I'm going to build $1 million business. And if only it were that easy. If you find the solution, let me know. But, it takes, I think with service-based businesses, people don't realize that it's like if you open up a brick and mortar and you have to put product in a retail store. It's the same thing. You just have to invest differently, but you have to really invest in your business. You have to, invest in tools. You have to invest in your team, and you also have to invest in yourself. And when I finally realized that it wasn't, quote unquote, going in debt, it was investing in my business growth and development. And so I was trying to do it all with the revenue that I was bringing in year one. So I had $17 to my business's name. 10 months into my business, I had launched my first book. I did a national book tour. I had clients, and poof, I had $17 to my business's name. It's expensive to run a business right. And so what I realized is that I had to really look down and invest in the right things in order to keep growing. And once I changed that perspective, Hollie, my business took off in a different way because I wasn't fearful of needing help financially from a capital standpoint in order to grow. And the debt and not having the money to survive week to week, sometimes day to day in a business can really crush your heart and squash your spirit. And it's a big part of why people give up. And so don't pride yourself on, I'm a money only running business. If you're 10 years down the road, that's great, but you've got to put your head down and invest in the right way, and you will be able to continue to grow. Once I did that, my business exploded.
That's a really, really powerful message. And one of the things that you talk about is staying in your lane and being excellent in the service that you provide. And one of those things that I very, very similar had captured was the moment that I actually stayed in my lane and brought people in who have specialties in their specific areas and invested in them. It was a sacrifice, but I was never, ever going to get to the next level until I did that. And so that's bringing people in on a personal level, professional level, bookkeeper, social media. I mean, I don't do my own social media. I bring people in because I need to stay in my lane and focus on strategies. Same with you. You've got to be able to stay present in that space. And if you're wearing too many hats, then you just need to buy a hat rack. Otherwise, let's build a business, right?
Oh, I love that. I'm going to get a hat rack. That is fantastic. I have permission to use that.
Absolutely. It is on the internet. You can totally.
It is so good. But, Hollie, it's so true is that, I would not be where I am. As you want to grow, like you said, staying in your lane, staying in your area of expertise, what we find is that we get into the business for what our passion is, what our expertise is, but realizing that there's all these other elements of business, around getting the business done. And I've got an ongoing team of 8, you being one of them, on retainer that, I only hire experts to run my business. And honestly, I grew into it over the last 5 years, but I probably touch about 20% of my business. I have my roles. Blake Alexander, my director of operations, he heads up our team of experts. And, everyone has their role, and they do incredible things and move mountains for the brand. And every day I feel incredibly grateful, but it's worth every penny that I invest in my team to go out and really build the brand. 100 times better than I could. I mean, let's be real. I mean, to do what you do, Hollie, I couldn't even do a smidge of what you do. And you do it incredibly well for me. So, so it is, it's from the investment standpoint, it is absolutely investing in the right people. And when you look at, and from a side note too, if I could just like 10 seconds, is also investing in your time at home. I just hired someone who comes in and preps my food for my family. She shops for me. So it's 3 hours on a Sunday. She goes to Sam's, she goes to the grocery store, and she preps food for me. And, you know, it's getting my Sunday back with my family. And I don't see it as frivolous. I see it as self-care. Is we work hard and we put our heart and souls into our audience and our clients and our brand. And so to be able to have some downtime and enjoy life, this is why we became entrepreneurs. You know, it gave me my Sunday back with my family and for myself. And, you know, you can't put a price on that. And, you know, so it goes to the side of having a domestic team and having a company team. And it is amazing how we will be able to flourish even further in doing that.
You know, it's so powerful because we do sacrifice so much as business owners and entrepreneurs, getting our ducks in a row and getting our programming situated to the point where we can actually breathe. We've got the right people in place to be able to take the time we need to with our family, take less time from our life doing the things that we shouldn't be doing. I can tell you, I'm not a website designer, but it takes me so long to work on that website. Why am I even bothering? It would take them such a short amount of time to move mountains and do the things I need to do. So I applaud you, Kimberly, for being intentional with your family and investing in the pain points that you have that you needed to have filled. And, you know, whether it's getting a housekeeper, getting food prep, picking up laundry, doesn't matter. So long as I can spend that precious time with my family, it's priceless. I'm so proud of you. I love that you shared that. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's a journey, right?
Yes, absolutely. Well, and in this journey, I think I know the answer to this question, but what is the driving force to do what you do in business?
Oh, such a good question. You know, I definitely have a calling, very purposeful intention to, you know, get in front of women entrepreneurs, first of all, instill in them and have them fully understand that they can be great. And I feel a full responsibility is to show them how to do it, how to really believe that they're great and then show them how to do it. You know, there is such a science to not only building a company, but growing a brand. And, you know, we don't know what we don't know sometimes. And, you know, what I find is some of the beginning elements of really building out a brand is about what 96% of entrepreneurs and business owners don't do. And it's really looking down and digging deep into what really all of this means. So nothing gives me more joy is to see women entrepreneurs not only really understand that possibilities are limitless, but to give them the steps 1, 2, 3, 4 on how to really, truly go after it and go do it, on how to build out a phenomenal brand, an incredible program, and then how to keep growing.
You know, and that's really powerful. I attended a workshop that you taught last year, and I'm going to be attending it again, and we're definitely going to talk about that. But one of the things that I thought was interesting was my mindset going into it. My mindset last year was definitely different than my mindset this year. And my mindset last year was, I know how to build stuff. You know, like, I know how to build stuff. I know the steps. I know the steps, right? But literally I didn't, because no one had ever really taught me. And I was overly confident in the things that I had built and didn't take a step back to really say, you know what, I really need someone to show me the proven way to make this work. And that is the process that I have going into this workshop this year is I don't know what I don't know. And you are so specialized in the fact that you have built these over and over and over. The process works every single time. And you have to follow certain steps in order for it to work. I can't just turn things on and expect the cash register to ring. I have to market it properly. I have to brand it properly. I have to prepare my audience properly, and I have to prepare myself.
Right.
And all the processes behind it. And so I'm so excited because you're so right. It's you just don't know what you just don't know. And there are proven steps to make things work. But you have to invest in the person who can teach you what that process is. Right. So that brings me to the question of what are the top 3 ways that you serve?
Well, I've got about 18 buckets of biz, which that's a Kimberly-ism. Buckets of biz are revenue streams. And so there are many different ways that I serve. One of the big things that, aside from staying in your expertise and staying in your lane is it's your responsibility if you are in a position that you are teaching someone anything or serving someone in any kind of a way. It is your true responsibility to paint a path of how someone can follow you. So, people will show up. People will follow you, but it's your responsibility for people to be able to, your audience, to not only find you. When they find you, do they get you? And when they get you, do they understand and have you connected the dots of why they would need you? And so that is really, when you're talking secret sauce on all this stuff, that really is where I find is that we put our own walls up. So just say you're showing up and you're the expert. It is your responsibility to take your audience by the hand and guide them with you on what comes first, what comes second, what comes third, and how they can learn from you. Can I give just a quick tip? Do we have time?
Yes.
So your audience will invest in you in 4 different ways. The first is time. The second is budget. The third is readiness. Are they ready for you or the type of learning you're offering? And fourth is experience. So do people want to learn on screen, face-to-face, in a live video or a live event, on a hiking trail, in a workshop, one-on-one, whatever that looks like, right? People want to learn in different ways. And so what really you want to do with Find You, Get You, Need You is look at what you do and look at what you teach to. One program, that's all you need, and show up in various different ways on how your audience is ready for you and how much to invest and how much time they can give themselves and to you, how they want to experience the learning and what they are ready for. So I have 2 brands. I have 18 revenue streams, but I show up saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, but within those 4 different things that I just shared: time, budget, readiness, and experience. So that's how you can scale your brand. That's how you can have people follow you over and over and over again, because you're taking them by the hand and saying, okay, you've learned this. You're going to work your business a while. Now come with me and learn this. Then you're going to work your business a while. Now come with me and learn this. And it's not a way to tap in and get tons of money out of people. That's not the goal. My price points range from $20 into the thousands. But it is how you can best serve your audience in that right way. So how I serve is I do group, I do one-on-one, in several different ways, of anywhere from retreats, live events, one-on-ones, group, face-to-face, Zoom. I do lots of different ways of how I can serve my audience, but it's all around two different brands showing up in several different ways on how my audience needs me to show up.
I love that you're intentionally choosing to show up in the places where they are comfortable in working with you. And there's so many entrepreneurs that don't do that. This is the way I work. This is how you're going to connect with me. Mm-hmm. But you don't. You say, okay, I would love to invest my time in you. And in order to do that, how can I serve you best?
Yes. And
I love that.
When you come from a true serving place, is that it is not about us at all. You've heard me say this a ton of times. I mean, it's not about us, Hollie. It's about them. Yes. And we make decisions, like you just said, we make decisions for our business all the time of what we want to do, but it's what does your audience need? Looking at even, in the next few years, I mean, the true core of millennials is going to be folding into my audience. On the later scale of millennials are going to be folding into my audience, and my audience is evolving. And so I'm actually creating some things in the next year to year and a half that I'm going to be launching in order to best serve my new up and coming audience. So we always want to make sure and see and really watch the market, watch our economy, watch all of those things and really understanding your targeted audience and how they need to be served. Now, the things I'm creating, truth be told, is not my favorite way to serve. But I'm going to miss that boat. They might find me, but they're not going to get me because I'm not showing up the way they need me to show up, and they will click off. And so you've got to, and really it's online course. It's a lot of screen stuff. And if I could have everyone face to face all day long, done and done, that's my favorite. But my audience, needs to be served differently. And so you've got to show up in that way. And
you have to show up in that way.
Screaming a little bit, but that's what they want, and that's what you've got to give them. So
even with social media, absolutely. Even with social media, everything's changing, and our kids are using it different.
Seriously, Hollie, that's why I have you. Yes, social media changes every day. That's why I have you.
It does. I love this content. You were honestly, just in the time we've spent together already, you've provided so much value to the audience, and I'm just in love with it. And virtually in tears, Kimberly Alexander. So how can you benefit businesses to grow in 2018? What is your flavor for 2018?
So what am I doing in 2018?
What can you do right now to benefit businesses for 2018?
Oh, I follow. Okay. So I have got it's the biggest thing that I do all year long, and it's big and it's high energy and it's super exciting, and there's a reason why I do it once a year. It is the Grow Grit Intensive, and it is November 2nd and 3rd. It's in Littleton, Colorado. It's 2 solid full days of how to really, we talked about find you, get you, need you. That's a smidge of what we're going to talk about. It's one of the most critical elements of building out a brand and serving in the right way. But you will learn the proper and strength of how to really look at your foundation. If you don't have your foundation in place, it's virtually impossible to scale. So we look at the foundation, we look at your programming and the right steps. Everything I do is how to 1, 2, 3, 4 on how to really build out a great program. If you already have a program, this will tighten it up and strengthen it. And then how to actually grow your brand, how to scale it, how to do launches, how to really bring in the right team, those types of things of the key elements to really grow big in 2018. It's the formulas I use that I have taken me to 18 revenue streams. It's the exact formulas that I use myself. But one of the things that is so special that I am so proud of is that I'm bringing my team with me. So I have a team of premier partners. The amazing Hollie Clere is I'm privileged. Hollie Clere is one of them. But I've got 6 premier partners that are my team. They serve my brand as well. And they are going to be sharing their expertise and all their areas from branding, marketing, communication / social marketing, how to protect your business and how to grow it financially, and then also how to keep that right mindset day in and day out on how to really do this thing. I also am bringing Blake Alexander onto the stage as well for the behind the scenes. I finally got him on stage. The behind the scenes of operationally how to grow your business, because everything can be great on the screen and everything can be great outward. But if you don't have your processes and systems in place behind the scenes, you could lose it all. So Blake is going to be sharing his brilliance, as well as a fun spotlight speaker that I'm bringing on to the stage as well. Everything is so how to. So 2 days, get the formulas on how to break past 6 figures and grow to 7 and keep growing as much as you possibly would ever want to. Go national, go global, but how to serve well and actually have a really rockin' time. It is going to be an absolute blast. You don't want to miss it.
Truth. And it is an absolute blast. The location is just gorgeous.
It is so beautiful. Oh,
yes. I can't even describe it enough. Fun. It is so breathtaking. And, you just feel pampered, you feel loved, you feel valued. You take intentional time to really get all the right steps to build that program. And it is a powerful experience, and it is a game changer. So seriously, you guys, if you've ever been just stuck in this place of, okay, so I'm just coasting along. You've got something in you that your audience wants to see from you. There is something powerful that you need to be providing as a service. It's not just someone picking up the phone and asking for a quote. It's your messaging all the way around, your branding, how you serve, where you serve, who is your niche. I mean, we drill into all this content on who you should ideally be working with. And I'm not going to give away any of the secret sauce or any of the quotes.
Stuff.
There's so much, 2 full days of awesome content. And you know what? They pamper us, and we get to have a cocktail party as well. It's super fun.
Oh, yeah. Always cocktails and always lots of food with anything with KA Inc. But one of the things too I want to note is that so I've got the most robust thing I do is my year Grow Grid Mastermind. And that's a whole year program, very, very intense, very robust. What you are getting at the 2-day Grow Grid Intensive is a year of learning in 2 days. It's not, of course, every single thing that the masterminders get, but sure, it is virtually the main critical things that they get. It's practically the same workbook that they get that you get at the intensive. So you get the formulas, you get the secret sauce. You will be incredibly inspired, but it's not a lot of fluff. Right, Hollie? I mean, you were there last year. It's step
not fluff.
1, 2, 3, 4 on how to really go get this done. Sadly, for the people in the room, if I never saw them again, they would have everything they would need to scale a 7-figure business. I do pride the event on that. You virtually leave with a year of education. So you've got to come. They've got to come. You
have to come. And you guys, I shared already the link to where to register. There will be additional comments below as well. Thank you so much to Marvel Marketing Squad for commenting. Yes, she said, speaking to me, ladies, this is good stuff. So,
oh, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And yes, I will share all the ways to get in touch with Kimberly, the ways to register. You will have all that on here. Definitely consider attending. I've gone to a lot of multi-day conferences that are fluffy, and even the premier partners, I've heard some of the messaging, and I'm shocked. I learn something new every time, and it's powerful. There's meat and potatoes in every single thing. You aren't just giving out sandwiches, like little tea sandwiches, cucumber sandwiches, and
we have lasagna, and
you have meat.
and wine and all sorts of good things.
Yes, you walk away from it. You're going to walk away a little tired because you've invested so much thought process into yourself. And I think it's powerful to also know, not only for your business, but for your family. And that thought process alone was powerful for me when I walked away from it last year. I did not know what to expect, but to be able to walk away, come home to my family and say, you know what? I'm getting teary-eyed. Oh. You know what? I did this for you, and I'm going to be able to spend more time with you.
Okay, that could make me.
I know.
Love that. Oh.
But it's so powerful because you put in the work now, and the results happen. And it's just so worth it. So,
one thing too, can I add?
Yes.
Just 2 seconds. One thing that I did add this year is that there's a tactic I'm taking from the very beginning of when the event opens and when it ends, is that you will be building your plan the whole time you are at the event. So as you are learning, as things are unfolding, you will virtually leave the event with your strategy on how to tackle it. The event's Thursday, Friday, what to tackle on Monday, who you're going to call, what you're going to take action on, what is first things first. And so have you ever gone to these 2-day events, Hollie, and like you leave with 100 pages of notes and you need to take a day to figure out what you're even going to do. And then you can kind of forget and what did this mean? And so you will virtually leave with it done, have your strategy in place when you walk out that door Friday evening.
I love it. So fantastic. Yeah. On a personal note, Kimberly, what is a goal that you are wanting to reach this year? And how are you planning to reach it?
Goal for 2017?
2018.
My goal for 2018 and how I'm going to reach it. Oh my gosh. Well, there's several. But one of the things actually that we are about 6 months ahead is we have launched a new division in KA Inc. So we have our entrepreneurial division, and then we also have our corporate division. So actually everything that I teach to independent entrepreneurs, I actually teach to on the corporate side with independent field organizations. They have the process and the strategy and all the tools, but they need to learn how to be business owners and how to personally brand themselves. So I teach that to corporations. And so we have just launched that. And then in 2018 as well, alongside of that is the results map. I have two brands. One's the results map and one's the Grow Grid. The results map is this close to being internationally accredited as a coaching program. So we're working to get that in place in 2018.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Oh,
it's
my
a feat,
gosh.
that's for sure. It's a feat.
No, and I mean, it's just another testament to, you are someone that has put in the time, the grit, and got it done for yourself, and you're serving others by teaching them how to do it as well. And it's just a very high caliber, Kimberly Alexander.
Oh, well, thank you, Hollie, Clere.
So I would like to just remind everybody what it is that that you would like them to register to do. Can you talk about what is included? I know you mentioned 7 speakers, 2 days. What kind of value are they receiving? Because the cost of this event is not at all what it should be charged.
Oh, well, thank you. So it's a $5,000. If you broke everything out a la carte, it is a $5,000 valued event for $897. What you get is I'm all about the fan of the all-inclusive. So it's all-inclusive 2 days, does not include lodging. It is in Littleton. So, but we also have a block of rooms if you want to just make it an experience and stay overnight. We have a block of rooms that we can get that information to you. But it's 2 days. It's 16 hours of training, development, and how-tos on how to scale your business to 7 figures. Lunch is provided, coffee all day, happy hour the first night. And then also too, what you get with your general registration is you also get, there is a Zoom chat for anyone that wants to jump on with me post intensive. So when you leave with your plan, you get home and the dust settles and you've got questions. And so I will help you connect the dots. I will answer any questions that you have, but then also too, will help you in when do I bring on a team? When do I need to step away from doing my own social media? When do I so I find there's a lot of questions around what are next steps for future planning. And so you can jump on a call with me post-intensive, and that's all set in place, Zoom chat, and we will get all of your questions answered for you. We also, too, are offering 2 different other opportunities for those that want to go deeper in the learning post-event, is we have, for an additional cost, it's $19.97 for a day mastermind with myself and 6 people in the KA Inc. offices in Denver, on when we will take what you learned at the intensive, mastermind it, and scale it out into 1, 3, and a 5-year strategy. And then I also offer that virtually. We have people coming in from out of state, and that would be 3 2-hour Zoom chat calls, mastermind style, 6 seats only, and that is $18.97. On the mastermind day, that does include lunch as well. We like to feed people, right, Holly? We're feeding people. We like to feed and offer lots of food and drink and treats. So for those people that want to take that learning and go just even about 10 levels deeper, we're offering masterminding this year as well. So
powerful.
A year of learning in 2 days.
Woo!
Can't beat it.
Let's do it. All in.
Let's do it. And our beautiful Hollie Clere will be joining us on stage as well to share her brilliance.
Yes, I'm so excited to be able to share with everybody. You know what? This has been a really, really powerful morning. And I'm just blessed that you're in my life and that I've gotten the opportunity to share you with my audience in the world. And you guys, seriously, if you want to build your business, Kimberly Alexander is the resource, tool, and expert in getting you to that 7 figures. She's done it herself. And she's got a program online. If you want to check it out, it's on YouTube and on Facebook. It's called No More Crappy Programs. And she actually talks about how you go to events and you invest all your time and money into programs that just aren't feeding you where you are. So check it out. Look her up. Kimberly Alexander Inc.com/GG is the link. You'll see it down below. I'm going to include it on the YouTube video and the Facebook video. But definitely connect to her. She's an open connector. She's completely transparent. She's got all of her information out there for you. And thank you, Kimberly. This is amazing. I'm just so honored to get to interview you today.
Well, it has been my honor, Holly. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
And thank you, everyone, for joining live. And we'll talk to you soon. Let's grow big. I'm all in.
Bye. Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Woo!
Woo!